Hi, this is Frank Warren, and you're watching Lights Out.
So this is FAISAL Khan for Lights Out, and I'm delighted to be joined by the British Commonwealth and British welterweight champion, Mr. Chris Jenkins. Chris, it's been a it's been a very long time since we've spoken to you. How have you been keeping?
All good, mate. With lockdown and stuff, just getting on with it, really. Just waiting for a date, and I'm all right, mate. I'm all good.
That's good. That's good to hear. As you said, you're waiting for a date to sort of arrange your next fight. It's been a while since you've last been in the ring. You'd have to go back to 2019 when you fought Liam Taylor, and then moved on a few months later. The rematch with Johnny Garton was made, but then the whole coronavirus pandemic situation come into play. It's been a frustrating period for yourself, but what can you tell us about what happens next? Because you've held on to those belts for quite a while. What can we expect to see in terms of you defending those belts, and when to expect you back in the ring next?
Right. Currently, I've got a perforated eardrum. I sustained it in sparring. Just under 2 weeks before I was meant to fight Echo Esman, everything was going bang on. The sparring, the weight was coming down lovely. Everything that could have gone right went right that camp. So I've got another checkup in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully the hole has completely gone. And I'm hoping to be out late May, very early June in the defense.
So will it 100% be Echo Esman your next fight?
Yeah, because of there was talks about myself fighting Ben, because Ben was mandatory. He pulled out, so now Echo Esman's gone mandatory now, so I've got to face him whatever happens.
Let's just talk about this little mix right now. Obviously, you currently hold the Commonwealth and the British title. There's the welterweight division in terms of British domestic-wise is very exciting right now. You mentioned Conor Benn. You've also got the likes of Josh Kelly, Michael Mickinson, Chris Congo, Echo Esman as well. Many people will regard Conor Benn as the number one welterweight in this division right now in terms of British domestic-wise. What's your thoughts on that, Chris?
If he is, he is. He's on his own. He's on his own little path. I'm on my path. If we cross paths and we end up fighting, I'm more than confident I'll beat him. But you can't knock him for what he's doing. He's getting matched up the right fights at the right time, and he's looking good.
Well, when obviously as I said, you talk about this division, you've got some brilliant fights that could potentially be made. Now, yourself versus Echo Esman is a very good fight. I suppose that might be on one of Frank Warren's shows. But what is your plans for 2021? Saying you do get past Echo Esman, who is it that you'd like to see yourself in within your next few fights after Echo Esman?
When I get done with Echo Esman, with him, I'll happily fight anyone. But my main objective is to win this British belt outright. I'm not a thick individual. I'm not going around there telling people I'm going to be the next world champion. I'm an honest guy, and I'm honest to myself. British level, fringe European title, you know what I mean? But my main object is to get through Echo Esman, defend the belt then for the third time, win it outright, and hopefully have some shot at the European. Who knows?
You're 32 years of age now. As you said, you know what level you are at, and you know what level you're capable of achieving. How long would you say that you've got left in this game?
I'm a young 32, to be honest with you. I'm 33 in August, but no, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I live clean. I'm very active because I've got 3 young boys. So we're always out, we're active. No, I'm very active. I look after my body. So, I've probably got another good 18 to 24 months left in the game.
If you obviously had to call it a day after perhaps fighting Echo Esman, would you be satisfied with what you've achieved in the sport, or do you think you've still got a lot left to work?
Yeah, I would be satisfied, but I won't be satisfied then because I'd have lost. So, it's a bit of here and there. But, Egg Westman's a good fighter. He's undefeated. What he does well, he does well. What he does bad, he does really bad. So, my plan is to showcase my talent and show that I'm better than him and win or any means necessary.
As you mentioned, you know what level you're at and what level you're capable of achieving. You would love to see yourself fighting for a European title. We saw Josh Kelly a few months ago step up to European level, and he put up a brave performance, but in the end, David Avanesian's experience was just too much for him on the night. What was your thoughts on Josh Kelly's performance against Avanesian on the night?
I thought he was doing well, but he kind of ran out of steam really early on. Was he weight making? We don't know. Only himself knows in that, and the team around him. But you can't take away what Avanesian done to him. He's a strong, come forward fighter, and they know he's a dangerous opponent for anyone to fight.
How do you see yourself getting on with David Avanesian? Because as we mentioned, he's had lots of experience. He's fought some very good fighters. And Eddie Hearn said after the fight that he thinks he's worthy of a world title shot now. But how do you see yourself getting on with David Avanesian?
Maybe a tough fight. The old cliche boxer versus fighter. So if I get to my game, it'll be a good fight. He looks like he can hit hard with both hands. But little bits will get exposed where Josh Kelly was beating the punch, just basic boxing ability was beating him, but the gas tank emptied, and that's when Avanesian came in. So, you'll have to have a game plan to fight him. He's a very, very good fighter, and rightfully so. I think he does deserve a world title fight.
One thing we're seeing now with certain fighters, especially with the current situation that we're in with the pandemic, is they're getting moved from British level to sort of European world level as quick as they normally would be. Now, everybody in boxing knows that, especially around the British side of boxing, it's British, European, then world level. But certain fighters like Conor Benn and maybe Michael Mickelson are going to be moved into a different path. Do you feel that it's only fair because of what you've achieved in the sport that for them to get to European level, they would have to go through you first, as you are the British champion right now? And if anyone should be getting moved to that level, perhaps it should be you.
Not really. Mickelson's. I know him. He's a very good open fighter, down to earth fellow trying to get the fights, and I think he's going the WBO route. I think Conor Benn's going a similar place. So who knows? You've got to look at it. If they was to take a world title opportunity, they can fall back then to British level. But if they're going to fight at British level and lose, where are they going to go then? Back to small hall shows, So, they're playing it right. And like I said before, I wish Conor Benn all the best and Mickelson all the best. You know what I mean?
Top man, that's well said there, Chris. Good sportsmanship from yourself. Obviously, wanting to see the other British fighters do well, because it is a tough division to sort of get towards that world level. Because when you look at the three current world champions, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, and of course Terence Crawford, are pound for pound, kings in their own. They're brilliant fighters, but who would you say is the 147 pound for pound king right now?
Crawford, Terence Crawford.
We're in a situation right now where there was plenty of talks of Crawford perhaps fighting Manny Pacquiao. Now it looks as if Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Errol Spence. You're a boxing fan. I'm pretty sure you look up to those three. What do you want to see happen in terms of those three? Because everybody wants to see those three fighting each other at some point to really decide who is the number one king in that 147 pound division.
Yeah, I think it's politics, isn't it? When it's going to be with, they are up the top, so they want to get paid well. So it's all about getting paid for them guys. But I think, Spence and Crawford need to fight. I think that fight was meant to happen, if I'm right, or it did happen. I don't know. I don't watch much boxing, to be honest.
It hasn't happened, no.
No, I think he had the accident in me, and then Crawford had a good win. I think them two should get a fight off, and then the winner of them then boxes Manny Pacquiao.
Another fighter that still in this division, a British fighter, is Amir Khan. He's come out a couple of weeks ago and said that he would like to fight one more time. The fans would love to see him fight Kell Brook. That's a fight that, according to many people, should have happened a long time ago. But how much of an interest would that be to you if that could happen, yourself versus Amir Khan?
First of all, that little side done is because it's like what he's done for boxing is out of this world. You know, some lads going into the gym are dreaming of doing what he's done in this sport. So credit was credit due. And you know, there's people going to say, oh no, this is them two should have boxed years ago. They're old now, they're past it, they've had losses. At the end of the day, as a boxer and as a fan, I would most definitely watch that fight.
If that fight obviously does happen, Khan versus Brook, I know you said they're probably not as good as they once used to be, but what do you
No. I think Khan, when they can box last, I don't know. But if he still got his speed,
2019.
yeah, if he still got his speed, you know, Kell has slowed down a lot. I think Khan could easily beat him on points, but there's going to be sticky times during the fight. When Kell gets his feet in close and starts leaving them bombs go, how's Khan's chin going to do? So it is one of them fights that you will want to watch. I don't care what anyone says. All these people on social media, all this and that. I back my bottom dollar. They will definitely tune in to watch the fight. Because I would.
Well, listen, British domestic-wise is still a big fight, according to many, and of course, the man that who has previously promoted him, which is Eddie Hearn. So, if Eddie Hearn is saying it's still a big British domestic fight, if the current British welterweight champion is saying it, you know, it's a fight that still does hold some sort of value, and it's a fight that a lot of people still want to see.
I think they are going to want good money, innit, you know, so it's going to be pay-per-view and things like that. So, rightfully so, what they've done for themselves, let alone British boxing alone, it's just at the quality, you know. Kell Brook's gone in with Golovkin, he's boxed Crawford, he's boxed these top guys. Then you've got Cannon who's boxed the top guys. I'm rubbish with remembering names, but you know they've both been in.
Hello, Danny Garcia, who he's fought.
There we are. They've both been in these massive fights. Just have one last fight together, win, lose, or draw, get paid very well, and just enjoy your time with your family.
Well, if only if it was that easy, Chris, because it is a fight we still want to see. But obviously, as you mentioned, politics in boxing never really help.
I'm the man who knows very much about politics, as is well documented, with fights falling through because of this and that. So I know exactly where they're going for.
Would you say that you've been treated fairly in boxing by promoters, by management teams? Would you say that you've been given the credit you've deserved? Because I still remember watching your fight with Johnny Garton, and a lot of people leading up to that fight didn't give you a chance in hell. They said because of how Johnny Garton performed in his fight that won him the title, that he'd be too strong for you, too powerful for you. But you proved a lot of people wrong that night. You know, would you say you've been treated fairly in boxing, Chris?
I wouldn't answer that question, to be honest. I do feel at times that I get looked over, you know. But they're only opinions, you know, and everyone is entitled to an opinion. I'm happy myself. You know, I didn't only beat Johnny Garton, but I looked good in doing it. Then I went out to Ireland and I beat Paddy Gallagher then for the Commonwealth title. So I've added a title to it then. And I've come home and I've had a defence against Liam Taylor. Yes, I got cut, but people are going to look at the negatives. They're not going to look at the positives. And when I do retire, fingers crossed where I want to, for the British belt inside my property here, and just look at that and just think, I didn't do too bad.
Well, you know what? Hats off to any man that gets in the ring, whether it's a man that's tipped to become one of the best at the game has seen, or a journeyman, to get in the ring and to put your health on the line says a lot about yourself. So you listen, man. as long as you get home safe to your family, that's all that matters in this game, really, if you ask me.
That is the main thing, you know. We fight each other, but at the end of the day, we went there our opponents or whoever we're fighting just to go home healthy, their loved ones. You know, the old saying, "Health before wealth," isn't it?
Exactly, 100%. Well said there, Chris. Chris, as we bring the interview to an end, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not much, mate. Just hopefully I'll be out now late May, early June. Massive shout out to my manager Mark O'Pryor, my coach Gary Lockett, Brett Parry, and all my sponsors. You know, this helped me out for this difficult time. You know, I could do with a few more sponsors if there's any out there, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure there's someone out there that'd be willing to sponsor the British and Commonwealth welterweight champion, especially with how action-packed that division is right now. So fingers crossed something does come up pretty soon.
Hopefully, mate. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Chris, thank you very much for your time. It's good finally speaking to you. Like I said, last time we spoke to you was at the rematch press conference between yourself and Johnny Garton, which was a very, very long time ago. So hopefully we'll catch up with you during fight week when you're scheduled to be out next. And we'll look forward to speaking to you face to face.
Yeah, well, hopefully now we'll get some news in the next fortnight. Then we'll have a date and then most definitely catch up soon. And I just want to thank you for asking me for an interview. It means the world.
No, not a problem, Chris. The pleasure's all ours. And like I said, we've always got time to speak to you. And hopefully we'll get to speak to you pretty soon, Chris.
Happy days. Take care, my man.
Chris Jenkins, thank you very much for talking to Lights Out.
Cheers, my man.